and welcome back to another Animal Crossing video. We are on the Happy Home Paradise, and I found a Flurry who wants a furniture as white as snow. However, I don't think we're gonna quite give her that because I have some plans of my own. I've got ideas. Kuri will be coming up with a plan. She's like, yeah, she did tell me that. All right, next step is to find a plot of land. So she wanted snow, but I want to find a really deep forest. If you are wandering in there, you would definitely get lost. This one's in a pit. I kind of like that it's in a pit, actually. Throw her in a pit. Let's do this one. Do we want 1 floor or 2 floors? Let's do 2 floors. Flurry's up to some nonsense here. Don't get too excited. Seems like a dream come true. So here's some little bit of Flurry lore. Flurry was one of the earliest villagers on my island. I noticed something a little weird about her, and that is that she has an actual hamster that looks like her inside her house. And I was like, that's really bizarre. In early game, one of the earliest items you can get is the laboratory set, where it's like a science set. And I thought to myself, that's a little weird. She has a tiny rat, and now she has a lab set sitting right next to it. I'm pretty sure she clones herself. So we're gonna make her have a creepy forest. I want the forest to be like really dense. Not your average house down here. It's a little creepy. And let's also kind of make it look a little bit, maybe have a dark green roof so it kind of matches the trees. Get the jail bar doors. But let's get those creepy castle walls going. This is kind of the vibe we want to look for. Perfect. Let's get the flooring down so you have like a proper path to follow. That's it. That's the way in. Okay, I like it. I like it. Oh, we got to get some dead trees in here too. Curved street lights work really well too. We just put them behind the trees and they kind of are poking out a little bit. Give some eerie vibes. I know I have a dead tree. I have to have a dead tree. There they are. Is there a darker version? There is. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, this is very Flurry, you know? It feels like it's a very Flurry house. Oh, the creepy well though. We gotta put it in here somewhere. Is it really spooky if you don't have the scary well? She could have a single grave in the back for her very first failed experiment. We don't talk about it, but it's back here. I feel like we need like more creepy lighting to happen. Since we have the red lighting in the background, we'll just like put them behind trees. What's the darkest lighting we can do? Probably here. I like it. We're gonna go inside from here. Okay, so Flurry. Flurry. Why don't we start by giving her the bedroom she wants? Let's just see what she's looking for in her house. Her order has a lot of cute pink and white stuff, so we'll give her the house she wants. The sweet and cozy, little sense of innocence, you know? We'll keep it pretty small, not too big. She got her little wardrobe over here. Although I don't feel like pink is her vibe. The yellow's kind of cute. Oh, but she wanted white furniture, so we kind of had to stick with that. Give her little pillow forts, little cube light, all the cozy she could ask for. We'll put a heart next to her actual bed. We'll put it right here for when we stick the bed on top. Oh yes, this is definitely it. Oh, but there's no white. Dang it. Does the patchwork bed come with any white wood? This is pretty close. That's pretty cozy in general. This is just a cozy bed. All right, we got some accent colors. I think that's okay to have. Perfect. A cozy bedroom for a tiny little hamster. I kind of like the sloppy table because it's like she was like writing up a bunch of stuff and just threw it all away underneath. Ash brown. That one kind of matches better with the furniture she currently has. Perfect. Right now it's like a little plain, which is fine. We'll put this up here, grab all of these, scooch it up by one. Even the rug. Just kidding, not the rug. We'll put the rug over here and we'll flip this way. I don't think I'm gonna change necessarily like what the wall. You know what would be kind of fun is to add something like this in there. I don't know if that would work or not, but it has the ashy brown that we are using. Hold on, let's just test this out for funsies, of course. That's kind of fun in a goofy way. It's kind of like a kiddie playroom. I wonder if we put this in front of it, if it'll cover all the nasty parts in a very strange way. Definitely needs her DIY table though, because we know she's up to mischief. Don't let that cute little face fool you. There we go. It's so quirky. Ah, yes. Here, the DIY table. But we'll just distract you with this very cute and unassuming clock. Let's see what colors we can make this. Ooh, really cozy with the lighting in here. Nothing says pure, innocent, sweet baby as having some little fun things on the wall. And a cozy curtain over your bed. Make it feel extra princessy. Very nice. I feel like she would totally have some of these, like, gyroids in her room. And one of those little sea angel things, I don't remember what they're actually called. Sea butterfly. It's just creepy enough where it like fits. because it has that little freaky face thing. Oh, she wanted a scenic painting. She wanted snow. We'll use this scenic painting as our excuse for the snow. All right, let's skedaddle. Here's where things are gonna get a little crazy. And we're gonna need a lot of room for this. This is probably gonna be the biggest house I've ever made for such a tiny little ham. Here's what's up. We need to find some dungeon flooring. You know what? I like it. That's the alternative. Ooh. All right, you know, we're gonna roll with this. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of things down and we're gonna see what we do with it. So I just grabbed a bunch of stuff and I didn't realize that this blue thing could hold things inside of it. So that works in my favor, but basically what we're gonna do. Oh, I forgot one of the most important parts. Don't worry about those. Those are just gonna be hanging back here for a little bit. We're going for maniacal scientist vibes, right? These are kind of cool. These are cool. These are cool. This is fun. I think this I want for the back wall and then have something kind of a little less assuming up front. Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. These floor lines do a really good job like showing me where things could potentially go. It's like having it up against the wall right here is really cool. And then we'll put like one of these little machines here. We have those really awesome pillars. They just work really well. Boom. See what I mean? Some kind of crazy thing over here that she's gonna try to hide. Okay. She doesn't want the average person seeing it. What you don't know that's back here, because you definitely wouldn't see that giant glowing thing back there, right? Is this... Why are there so many hamsters back there? We don't know. Why is a hamster taking control of hamsters? Why does she need that many hamsters? We need more hamsters. I'll put this one right here. That one has been misbehaving. There's some sussy stuff in the back. We don't exactly know what, but... Will this turn on? And I also want to put this ducky in here, just because. But we can have one of the hamsters be like right here. And that's the one that looks like her. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. Server maintenance starting. That's Molka. What's going on? Can I make this gray? I wouldn't mind having a bunch of things just be very gray. All right. I feel like she needs to hide this a little better. You know what I mean? Like, if you were coming into her house, she wouldn't want you to know she's up to no good. So let's scooch all this stuff out of the way for a sec. Look at some boiling water things back here. This is a good spot for all those. Can I change the color of these? No. All right. How do we hide this from the average person? You know, you come into the basement, you're like, this is just a basement. Or this is just a little living room. You know what I mean? This is gonna heating up some water back here. Why is it steaming back there? We don't know. There we go. And this shelf looks normal enough, like it would be in a basement. Whereas this is a little experiment corner. Okay. We're getting there. We might have too much big machinery in here. There's a lot of big machinery in here. There you go. Nothing to see but my gardening stuff, you know. Just my basement stuff. Look, I got a little space heater down here. It's normal. Normal shelving. Normal basement. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, totally normal. You don't need to worry about going back here. Don't worry about over the curtain. Yeah, we're good. That's where all the junk lives. It's just storage back there. Can I put the hamsters on the conveyor belt? That one's running the conveyor belt. We got some runners. I feel like her like study stuff needs to be over here a little bit more. She has so many siblings. But yeah, it's like a totally normal basement. You got some storage. Maybe we can get a washing machine and a washer and dryer. Or this could kind of be like a little mini living space, like, because this is technically where you first walk in. She basically lives in a college dorm room. Don't blame her. It's just the house. It's the apartment. She picked an apartment that unfortunately was a little small, but she didn't care because she's small. She didn't need much space. Got the little twin desk bed. Even got some cute, colorful bed sheets, you know? Very cute apartment. She doesn't need much. I wonder, can we change this color? Not look so ominous. Yeah, we don't need this storage. This storage is a little weird. See, look, she's taking advantage of vertical space. That's the key to success living in a tiny home. Little garden table, tiny stool. She got it. Living her best life. Where's that mini fridge? Did I not drop it down? I lost the mini fridge. It's gone. Gone forever. Oh, it's way over here. Ah, yes. And she may not be allowed to hang anything on the wall because, you know, it is a college room. You're not allowed to nail things. So we got some ceiling shelves. See? Beautiful. What else could you need? And a simple panel down. for the doorway. Make more use of that space over here. See, look at that. All right, so we got a little cozy area. It's her dorm room. Technically her bedroom's upstairs, so we probably could have made this more into like a kitchen, but she's getting work done. This is her office space. Don't worry about what's behind the curtain. You wouldn't want to know what's back there anyway. Mechanical noises, what is that? What do you mean? What mechanical noises are you talking about? I don't hear anything, do you? Oh, you know, we gotta disguise this flooring though. This flooring is a little sussy, and there's no better way to hide the flooring than to just change it completely. Totally normal. Look at that. See? There's nothing suspicious. Oh, you can see over? No, you can't. You can't see over anything. See over what? I don't even know what you're talking about. Can you see over that? I can't. It's just a curtain. Just a cute pink curtain. Oops, nothing to see there. Just a cute yellow curtain. That's all. Yeah, there's nothing back there. Can you see anything back there? I can't. We should probably get her like a little laptop and a chair to sit on. I feel like the Apple chair is very, very her, even though she's not technically Apple. Just give that pop of color for fun. Get her a little laptop. She can go on Facebook. Wait, where are the electronics? Hello? Where do I find a laptop? I'm at that age where I just don't know where to find anything. I'm like, wouldn't that be listed under electronics? No, it's listed under blah, blah, blah. Am I Oh, I'm under housewares. That's why. It would be listed under electronics. There. We'll get her a pink one. Very cute. And you know what? We need one last little thing. We're just gonna hide. Excuse me. Let's turn that volume up. Also, I found out that she actually plays KK Dirge in her house, which is also very weird. Let's get some bubblegum KK in here. I guess it would be at the top since it starts with a B. See? Everything's totally normal. Nothing creepy going on back there. No weird hamster experiments that I know of. No siree Bob. Yep, everything looks good. I'd say we are ready to roll. She's very excited. Would you mind coming up with a theme? Oh, don't you worry. The clone lab. I love it! Of course you do! Here you go! Ah, yes, a completely normal house. Nothing to worry about behind the curtain. Don't worry about that conveyor belt. Don't worry about those hamsters. Don't worry about those hamsters either. I like that split where it's like normal lab. What's behind the curtain? You'll never know. Excellent. Well, I'm pretty happy that my lore for Flurry is all coming together. If you have time before you head back, would you take some photos? Yeah, of course I'll take photos. So let's go to the other side of the lab real quick. Can I grab myself? No, I can't. Oh, I can't get over there. It truly is forbidden. Oh, no, I can. Okay, good. There we go. All right, so we have this little lab area over here with some spooky lab equipment brewing up top. Little medicine cabinets. Server. We got some pipes going off. And we got the mystery button. But look, it's a mini Flurry. So this is actually the Flurry that is inside of her house. Like, if you go and visit Flurry's house, that's what's in her house. And that's a little weird to me. In fact, I think... Oops. This is a perfect picture for how to describe her house, right? We'll even get the creepy tilted camera, put a filter on it. I want the little hand thing to come down. Oh, but it blocks the ducky. Let's get it like this. If we tilt it this way, we can get the duck and the thing. Okay. That's the picture. That's the one. But yeah, I think this is pretty fun. I think it fits her. Maybe, just maybe, we can have a video with some Flurry lore coming up. So maybe if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like button or maybe subscribe. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And, you know, make sure you stay away from Flurry because she's gonna get you. She'll turn you into a hamster and she's gonna clone you forever. Bye!